Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be presenting about the adaptation of Malay style in the heritage interior based on the conserving practice of Maramis building in Jakarta, Indonesia. An interior study related to the cultural heritage building and the application of Malay art that publicize new function. New function requires the appropriate touch of theme and ambience that's related to the architectural form. Let's start with the introduction. Conservation and regeneration of Maramis interior architectural heritage require a better understanding of authenticity, preserving the immaterial aspect of construction techniques and functional lifestyle. This research itself developed a different understanding of authenticity in the field of interior architectural heritage, value of self-adaptability and style interior architecture based on its unique construction techniques. The background itself of the heritage building of Indies Empire style architecture in Jakarta are very important in terms of transferring the cultural identity of the nations. Over time, this building have construction problems with their original structure style. Proposing new system related to the new style interior is unavoidable to preserve them, because most of the building are in danger of being demolished. The new interior style can be applied to support the function of a building with retrofitted structural system by strengthening their construction presenting Malay style study in interior building. The objectives of this is put forward that the research question and the review problems oriented in the literature on architectural heritage restoration and adaptive regeneration. The second section of it illustrates the common features of Maramis interior architecture. Meanwhile, the third section introduces research method of field investigation, experimental design, and progressive relation. The following three sections further explain how we use each part of the research method and reveal the relevant findings. The method itself used qualitative research in the field investigation and experimental design to uncover how Maramis interior architecture can provide an approach to adapt the emerging needs of the city tourism by adaptive restoration and regeneration of architectural heritage. The finding resulted to the palace was constructed using the bricks from the 17th century castle Batavia and the part of the city wall which was dismantled in 1809. Since the colonial period, the building has been described as huge and ugly by some critics. In this leads to a small garden behind the palace that did not flourish, nor did people take a stroll there. In the context of the Empire Indies styles, interior architecture of Maramis is regarded beyond a mere architectural form. In all aspects, contained in this system respond to the various conditions of human settlements, cultural technologies, material, climatic, and Batavia city. Another finding result of interior existing in Maramis building is the explanation is that the cultural reserve of Maramis is a restoration and preservation process that includes strengthening the structure, improving the architectural form, and the development of interior design. As you can see from the pictures, from the entrance, formal dining state, informal dining state, and to the function area. Another result of interior adaptation with Malay ambience in Maramis building is that one of the application of songket motif to the addition of carpets to an entry as a symbol of welcoming guests or visitors. This is partially because of covering of existing stone material. The selected songket motif itself represents Sumatra songket motif which created Indonesian style ambience. For the next couple slides, we will presented a picture of the first floor where there is a new function. This function resulted in the interior adaptation with Malay ambience of Maramis building that shows a formal state dining room that is given a touch of batik motif on ceilings and carpet to show Indonesian culture diversity. In short, cultural heritage building in Indonesia and all over the world have become example of good sustainability and often can be adjusted further to meet more useful sustainable function. In the conservation and sustainability of Maramis building, it is undeniable that several conflicts of interest. There is a social and cultural dimension for decision that must be made as far as the artificial environment. In the end, it is very important to understand that historical buildings are limited resources and that in its existence, there is not only cultural and aesthetics that are realized. Likewise, in the urge towards a sustainable design, we must ensure that the peculiarities and the local characters are added. And from here, we've come to the end of the presentation. I'll be open to any recommendation, opinions, and questions that the audience might ask. Thank you for listening.